A third runway is in at Heathrow Airport, and ministers have described their backing for it as a historic moment for the UK. Heathrow is Europe's busiest airport, but it is now full. In the past, plans to expand the airport have faced opposition from local communities and environmentalists, but the current £14 billion expansion plan is making progress.
This government has a clear vision to build a Britain that is fit for the future, a Britain with a prosperous jobs market and an economy that works for everyone. That is why I come to this House to mark a historic moment. Today I am laying before Parliament our final proposal for an airports national policy statement, which signals our commitment to securing global connectivity, creating tens of thousands of local jobs and apprenticeships, and boosting our economy for future generations by expanding Heathrow Airport.
The Cabinet signed off the plans after they were approved by the government's Economic Subcommittee, which is chaired by Prime Minister Theresa May.
Now, Mr. Speaker, you know that taking such a decision is never easy. This issue has been debated for half a century. My department has met with local residents and fully understands their strength of feeling. But this is a decision taken in the national interest and based on detailed evidence. Mr. Speaker, this country has one of the largest aviation sectors in the world, contributing £22 billion to our GDP, supporting 500,000 jobs, servicing 285 million passengers and transporting 2.6 million tonnes of freight last year. The time for action is now. Heathrow is already full, and the evidence shows the remaining London airports won't be far behind. Despite being the busiest two-runway airport in the world, Heathrow's capacity constraints means it is falling behind its global competitors, impacting the UK's economy and global trading opportunities.
The decision comes after almost half a century of indecision on how and where to add new airport capacity in densely populated southeast England, and will be the first full-length runway to be built in the London area in 70 years. The £14 billion runway is expected to be completed by 2026 and funded entirely privately. But MPs warn that taxpayers will end up footing the bill for billions in road improvement and other upgrades, and warn that the UK's carbon emission targets will be threatened by the increase in traffic around the enlarged airport.
The Boeing 747 Dreamlifter freighter is a wide-body cargo aircraft. Cargo is placed in the aircraft by the world's longest cargo loader. It is an extensively modified Boeing 747-400 and is used exclusively for transporting 787 aircraft parts to Boeing's assembly plants from suppliers around the world. In 2003, Boeing commercial airplanes announced that, due to the length of time required by land and sea transport, air transport will be the primary method of transporting parts for the Boeing 787 Dreamliner, then known as the 7E7. Initially, 3 used passenger 747-400 aircraft were to be converted into an outsized configuration in order to ferry sub-assemblies from Japan and Italy to North Charleston, South Carolina, and then to Washington State for final assembly. But a 4th was subsequently added to the program. The large cargo freighter has a bulging fuselage similar in concept to the Super Guppy, also used for transporting wings and fuselage sections. At 65,000 cubic feet, the cargo hold is the largest in the world, and it can hold 3 times the volume of a 747-400F freighter. To achieve this massive transporter, Boeing acquired 4 second-hand 747-400S, one from Air China, 2 from China Airlines, and another one from Malaysia Airlines. The first 747 large cargo freighter, LCF, was rolled out of the hangar at Taipei International Airport on August 17, 2006, and it successfully completed its first test flight on September 9, 2006, from this airport. The first 2 LCFs entered service in 2007 to support the final assembly of the first 787 Dreamliners. In December 2006, Boeing announced the 747 LCF will be named Dreamlifter, a reference to the 787's name, Dreamliner. It unveiled a standard livery for the aircraft that included a logo reminiscent of the 787's Dreamliner logo. Certification finally came in June 2007. The aircraft's winglets were removed to resolve excess vibration and other handling characteristics prior to final certification. As part of the flight test program, LCF delivered major sections of the 787 from partner sites around the world to the Boeing factory in Everett, Washington for final assembly. The 747 LCF was granted FAA type certification on June 2, 2007. From its first flight in 2006 until certification in 2007, the Dreamlifter completed 437 hours of flight testing, along with 639 hours of ground testing. Of the 4 747 Dreamlifters Boeing acquired, 3 were complete and operational by June 2008. The 4th became operational in February 2010. When fully loaded, the Dreamlifter needs a runway 9,199 feet long to take off.
That's all on the program. Thanks for staying with us. I'm Bukola Joe Kitumbi.